The National Roma Infoline was established in March 2020 to respond to Roma health needs in Ireland. This initiative is funded by the HSC and run by Corja.
The Infoline's Roma operator answers calls from service providers and Roma in Romani, Romanian, and English.
The Infoline is now in its 4th year of running and has received close to 9,000 calls. In 2022, the Infoline dealt with 5,374 calls. Of these calls, 70% were from Roma and 30% were from service providers. 50% of calls were from or on behalf of female Roma callers, and 49% were from or on behalf of male Roma callers. Close to a quarter of calls were made from or on behalf of Roma with no PPS number. More than half of the incoming Infoline calls were made from or on behalf of Roma who had no medical card. 26 to 35 was the most common age group of callers. The majority of calls to the Infoline were received from Dublin, and a further breakdown showed that Dublin 1 was the area in the country with the highest number of calls to the Infoline. As for accommodation, 77% of incoming calls were made from or on behalf of Roma who were homeless. This includes Roma who were sleeping rough, living in emergency accommodation, or in overcrowded private rented accommodation.
A Roma woman called the Infoline because she doesn't know to speak English and had been trying to make calls to find accommodation. The woman's daughter has a disability that requires 24-hour care, and the family was asked to leave their overcrowding accommodation. The Infoline contacted the local authority where the family was connected. The worker there explained that they could not support the family previously because they could not communicate in English on the phone. The Infoline supported the family to be assessed for social housing by the local authority, and once they had been assessed, they were then accommodated in emergency accommodation. The Infoline also provides information on how the health system works in Ireland and about several different services, including disability support.
The National Roma Infoline can be contacted from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday.
Visit corja.ai to learn more on our latest report.